that you joined me. I am Laurie Bates from Create Better Health Snap Ed program, and I am from University. Hi, I'm Laurie Bates, and I represent Utah State University Snap Ed Better Health program. So glad to have you with us. We also are affiliated with USU Extension, and we do our lessons that are recommended by USDA. Well, let's have some fun, shall we? Today we're going to talk about healthy eating, and we're going to learn to make pudding from scratch. That's right. Puddings are creamy desserts that are made from milk, sugar, and a thickener such as cornstarch. And cornstarch is made from, what do you think? What food group do you think that cornstarch would come from? It's a white powdery substance that comes from corn. Vegetables, right? That's right. Pudding mixes are readily available in our stores. I'm sure you've seen them or even tried them. But you can make your own in about 15 minutes or less. Does that sound like it's a good thing? I think it is. The homemade pudding mix can be used to make many different puddings by using different flavorings. This pudding mix is a snap to make. And once it's done, you can use it to make many different kinds. So let's get started with that, shall we? I'm going to go ahead and half my recipe because it's just me. So if that's your case and you don't have very many people in your family, you might want to do it too. But our recipe is a whole recipe, all right? All right, so I will tell you both and then tell you the amount I'm using. Are you ready? Okay, the recipe says 3.5 cups of dry milk, 1 cup of sugar, granulated, 3/4 cup cornstarch. Okay, that's it. Easy. Okay, let's get that. And then I'm going to half it. So I have got my trusty little container, and it holds a plastic bag for me. You could use any type of container that you would like, or you can use a plastic bag. Okay? And if you're going to do the whole recipe, you might want to use a gallon size plastic bag. I am using a quart. Okay? Okay, here we go. So we're going to use the non-fat dry milk first. So I'm halving mine, and I'm putting 1 3/4. So it's 1 1/2 and then 1/4. Yeah, 1 3/4 of non-fat dry milk, instant. Okay. If you have some non-fat dry milk that's not instant, you can still use it. It just takes a little bit more whisking because it's not instantly absorbed into the water, where the regular powdered milk, it takes a little bit more elbow grease to get it to work in, but it will. So just keep with it. Okay, then we're going to do 1/4 cup of cornstarch. Remember, this is my recipe that I halved, okay? And 1/2 cup of sugar. You could use a sugar substitute here if you would like stevia, something like that, okay? All right, then guess what? That mix is done, except for one thing. You need to mix it up so it's nice and blended, okay? So move it around and get it all to where all those ingredients are mixed up, okay? And then after you get done with this, you might want to mark it so that you know the date that you made it. So when you put it in the fridge or your cupboard, you don't forget, because you might. And this doesn't last you long in the cupboard. It's about a month. But if you put it in the fridge, it'll last about up to 6 months. Okay? Okay, that's done. And that's our basic mix. Step 2, we're going to make our pudding. Okay, here we go. Plus you need a 1/2 cup of the mix. Okay. Okay, now we've got a saucepan, a spoon, a burner for your stove. That would work too. We have whisk. We have some vanilla extract. We have 2 tablespoons of butter or margarine. We have 1 3/4 cup of hot water. You see all the bubbles? It's some hotter water. Okay. We have our mix, and here we go. Ooh. Wait. Okay, let's try again. Okay, we're ready to make our pudding. And what we need to do that is we need a spoon, a saucepan, a burner or a stove, some hot water, 1 3/4 cup, a whisk, our pudding mix, some vanilla extract, 2 tablespoons of butter or margarine, some dishes to put it in after to put in the fridge, and our teaspoon or measuring spoon set, and a measuring cup. Okay? All right. Then we're going to put our hot water in here, in our pan, just like that. And then we're going to do 1 cup of our mix. Be careful when you pour it. It might go really fast. Ooh, this looks really good. Okay, make sure it's leveled off and just take it really slow at the end. Or make sure you do it over a bowl. Okay, and then we're going to whisk that right in to our hot water. Okay. Or just stir it with your spoon. That that will work too. And then it looks like that when we get done. See, it just kind of looks like milk. All right. So keep stirring that. And then near the end, we're going to add the vanilla and our butter or margarine. But we're going to do this till it boils. And then when it starts to boil, we will, turn the heat down to low and then simmer it for 2 minutes as we're stirring. Now, if you wanted to make the chocolate pudding from the mix, you would go ahead and do your 1 cup of pudding mix, your hot water, just like we did this, but you're going to put the unsweetened chocolate squares, 2 of them, you're going to put those in the hot water. And then you'll do the recipe the same, but it will be chocolate. Okay. So, and if you don't have plastic bags, you could use a bowl that has a lid on top to seal it in there. That would work too. Okay. All right. Maybe we'll have to turn her heat up a little bit. Okay, and then you'll feel this starting to get thicker as you are stirring it. You'll feel a little bit more of a give when you are making your spoon go around and round in the pan. That means it's getting close to being ready. Okay, mine's bubbling, and I wish you could see, but it's really steamy. When you see little bubbles coming up, it's time to turn your heat down. Let it cook on low. All right, it's thickening right up. So make sure you stir the whole time that it's simmering for 2 minutes. And if you have an egg timer, that would be great. Or if you have a phone or a timer on your stove, this would be a good time to set that. Okay, this looks ready. Now turn off your heat. Get your hot pad or whatever you have near you, and then take it off your stove. Then we're going to take our dish. Oh, we forgot to put, hold on. Put it on a hot pad, and then make sure to, use a hot pad on your handle. And we're going to put in our butter or margarine. Make sure to get all of that in there. There we go. And then our teaspoon of vanilla. And it could be imitation, it could be real. It's just whatever you have. And if you don't have vanilla, you might want to do it over a dish. If you don't have vanilla, you could add a little bit of maple syrup, and that would be good too. Okay. I just had a tad in the bowl, so I just added it in. All right. So the vanilla was our flavoring instead of chocolate or something like that. We could also put like a butterscotch with a little bit of caramel in there, or a butterscotch extract. That would work. Anything like that. Okay, then take your spoon and you're going to take your dishes and spoon that in your dish, and this will serve 1/2 servings, 1/2 cup, about 4 or 5 of them. And then what you do is you put that in the refrigerator, but before you do that, you wait 15 minutes, okay, and let it cool down, and then we put it in the refrigerator, and in about 1 hour, you'll be ready to go. So if you did this at noon before dinner, or an hour before, or an hour or 2 before dinner, that would be fantastic. And then it would be ready for dessert. Do you think you can do this? I know you can. I hope that you'll have a good time. Make sure you have an adult present while you're working on the stove. And make sure you always keep your handles turned into the stove. They never should be outside the stove, so that, let me show you. Okay, here's the stove, okay, and your stove is like this, right? And you are right here. Don't have your handle like this because someone will run by it and knock it clean off and probably burn you and them. So always turn your handle in like this so that it's to the sides, not like this. So if you're looking at a clock, it would be at 6 o'clock this way. That's a no. But if you could put it at 3 or 9 o'clock, that would work. So that would be excellent. And then you're able to grab these with your hot pads much easier. Okay? So make sure that's always turned in so that we don't get burned. So make sure you have the adult so that you can have a good time together, making sure that you are safe. All right, our lesson today, before we start though, remember we always talk about wiping things up and making things clean. So put your stuff away. And do your dishes. Clean up your table so that it won't be a mess. Okay, we're talking about being healthy today and eating healthy snacks. Pudding is a healthy snack because it contains milk, and milk has calcium and vitamin D in it, all right? And a serving of pudding. So let's think about some healthy snacks, shall we? All right, one might be apples. Do you like apples? Another could be, candy. What do you think? Do you think that's a healthy snack? Maybe not. Bread, whole wheat or white bread. What do you think? Yes. It is healthy. All right, be thinking about it for some more things that maybe might be that are a healthy snack. Okay, then I wanted to talk to you about why it's important to eat healthy snacks. One reason is it helps our teeth. Makes them nice and strong. It helps our eyes. It makes us have strong bones. It helps our body with protein, and it makes our muscles and our blood, all of those fun things in our body, it helps. So those are all good reasons to eat all the food groups in my plate. And those are fruits, vegetables, protein, grains, and dairy. And those are fruits, vegetables, protein, grains, and dairy. You see that? Those are all in foods that you eat every day. Now, according to your age or how active you are, go on to myplate.gov and look for your age and see what you should be eating. But as an average amount, you should be eating 1.5 to 2 servings of fruit, 2 to 3 servings of vegetables, 5 to 6 ounces of grain, 5 to 6 ounces of protein, and 2 to 3 cups of milk, depending on your age. That's what those all should be. I hope you've been thinking of some really good healthy snacks like nuts, or even a nut butter sandwich with a little bit of jelly or honey. So I hope that you will eat healthier snacks, maybe some cottage cheese or some pineapple or some carrots and celery. Until we see you again next time, this is Laurie Bates from my home to yours. Bye now.